CarolinaPrepper.com. If you're looking for quality food storage for hiking, fishing, hunting, basic survival needs, or just for everyday use, check out our food storage line at CarolinaPrepper.com. We also carry other fine quality products, such as our can-can concealment holsters for men and women. Keeping your firearm under cover and within reach puts confidence in your hands in any situation. Our products are 100% American made. Check us out today at CarolinaPrepper.com.
And now.
Good morning, everybody. Hey, Gary. Good morning. Good to see you. Hey, Marlene. Good to see you. Essinger. Essenfinger. Wish I knew your real name. Hey, Fred. How are you? Good morning. Good morning, everybody. Good to see you this Monday morning. Think Thought. Good to see you. Happy Monday indeed. Huey. Good to see you. Glad everybody could be here. Hey, Hugh. Good morning. Good to see you. Daniel, good to see you. Hey, Nick. Sarah is her first name. Good. Thank you. Just fine cleaning up after the windstorm last night. Oh, my gosh. That's not good. Hey, Hassan, good to see you. Robin, good morning. Okay, while you're inviting your followers and sharing this, let me read from Colossians 3. Not carnality, but Christ. If then you were raised with Christ, seek those things which are above, where Christ is, sitting at the right hand of God. Set your mind on things above, not on things on the earth, for you died, and your life is hidden with Christ in God. When Christ, who is our life, appears, then you also will appear with him in glory. Therefore put to death your members which are on the earth, fornication, uncleanliness, passion, evil desire, and covetousness, which is idolatry. Because of these things, the wrath of God is coming upon the sons of disobedience, in which you yourselves once walked when you lived in them. But now you yourselves are to put off these: anger, wrath, malice, blasphemy, filthy language out of your mouth. Do not lie to one another, since you have put off the old man with his deeds, and have put on the new man, who is renewed in knowledge, according to the image of him who created him. Where there is neither Greek nor Jew, circumcised nor uncircumcised, barbarian, Scythian, slave, nor free, but Christ is all and in all. All right. Good morning. Woo. Colossians 3. That's a good chapter to read over. Good morning from Jules. Another great hour with Susan. Thank you. So think your name is Jules. I'll try to remember that. Hey, Spencer. Good morning. Got to write all this stuff down so I can remember everything. So, anybody heard any good news? Because there's a lot of good news, along with, of course, the not so good news. Let me start with, man, I tell you, there's a lot. So let me start with the good news. Since November the 8th, the stock market has been up more than 25%. Hey, Jeremy. Unemployment is at a 17-year low, and companies are coming back to the United States. That was what President Trump tweeted this morning. Good morning, Barbara. Good to see you. Hey, Jerry. Rain coming on Thursday to help with the wildfires. Woo, I hope so, Nick. Have you any thoughts on the VA secretary being interviewed for the position of Secretary of the Health and Human Services? No, Spencer, but that's interesting. I thought we were making progress, so why is he leaving, if that's true? Hey, Marianne. Love the good news. I know. I wish there were more good news to share with you. Unfortunately, there isn't. Were you able to share this morning and retweet this already? I wasn't sure if we're being able to do this. I'm trying a new thing where I'm going through Twitter. I don't know if it's helping any at all, but if you retweet it and share it, I'll know what's going on a little bit better. Thank you for doing that. Also, hey, Catherine, good morning. Let's see. Jimmy Kimmel, when told that he was losing GOP viewers, he's lost approximately 30% of his conservative viewers. Hey, Christy, good morning. Let's see. My 401k is on fire. Woohoo! All right. Good morning. Gosh, I wish I could see this print easier. It's so ridiculous. Um, so he said if the GOP candidates, if the I mean not candidates, but viewers, conservatives aren't watching him anymore, he said that he doesn't really care if the reason they're not watching him is because of his opinion on handguns and gun violence and healthcare. So perhaps we can help him a little bit more by not. Oh, hey preacher, it's just I can't see it, preacher. Thank you for letting me know it's you. The print is so small next to the profile picture. It's ridiculous. And it's grayed out. It's getting smaller. I believe the events uncovered at the Manchester and Togus facilities lend truth to the lie of any progress at the VA. Yeah, Spencer, that's pretty true. I'm hoping to get some more VA information out. Hey, Cully, good morning. The Harvey Weinstein or Stein, whichever, I don't know which it is, Harvey Weinstein company now is in negotiations with Colony Capital for a potential sale. At least that's what they're saying. We can easily live without Jimmy. Yes, we can, Jules, for sure. Yes, and everybody who's on Facebook Live, if for any reason they've been kicking me off at about the halfway mark, you can come over to YouTube under Susan Knowles, the Susan Knowles channel, or just go to Periscope at Susan Knowles in the event you get kicked off. Hey, Joseph, good to see you. Let's see. Now, the Dow, S&P 500, and NASDAQ started the week at record highs. You'll never hear anything about it. Good morning, Alex. You missed the prayers in the beginning, but if you want to replay it, that will be great. You can hear that. We went to Colossians 3 today. And if you happen to get kicked off at Facebook Live, just go to the Susan Knowles channel on YouTube or at Susan Knowles on Periscope. I think last night host I watched was Johnny Carson was the last late night host you watched, Jerry. I tell you, Johnny Carson would be turning over in his grave right now to know how, what's being said about the viewers and how Jimmy Kimmel doesn't care and the sort of the political stance that they're taking. He wouldn't have liked it, I'm sure. So, they're going to do whatever they want. They're kind of like the NFL players. Good morning, Monique. How are you? I'm great, thank you. How are you? Further wait list scams continue to be unearthed as well, Spencer said. You are clear on YouTube and Twitter. Good. Hello. Hey, Gail. How are you? Can't see your other name, so I'll try to go back and look at that later. The print is so ridiculous. How's everybody doing? No good morning to you. How come, Catherine? What's happening? I like the funny one who became a U.S. citizen. He was late night funny gone to question. Who was that? I don't know who you're talking about, Barbara. Okay. All right, perfect. Thank you for repeating that name so I could write that down. Hopefully I'll be able to see that next time. Oh, he was a Brit. Oh yeah. I can't remember who that was, though. So as you may have heard, Bergdahl pled guilty to desertion and misbehavior before the enemy. That was so nice of him. He was having a judge trial instead of a jury trial, and he went ahead and pled guilty. So there you go. That doesn't really help those people that got killed out there looking for him. But I guess, at least that part is over with. Which is, ridiculous that all had to happen anyway. Does the carpool karaoke, James Corbin? Oh, that guy, yeah. He got into some trouble too. The guy in the car that goes around with all of the different singers. He was Corden. He was trying to, hey Julia, good morning. He was trying to make some jokes about sexual assault and Harvey Weinstein. Not that he was saying sexual assault was funny, but he was trying to say, he's probably asking people to go back and have a foot massage or whatever. And I guess what people don't understand, some people don't understand, is that if you've ever been sexually assaulted or if you have ever been sexually harassed, the topic is not funny. So quit trying to make jokes about the topic. It isn't funny. And you're not going to get laughs on it. You're going to get boos on it, and it's going to fall flat. Robin said, lock Bergdahl up and throw away the key. Yeah. Should joke about the sort of stuff. It's not a topic for joking at all. Yeah, Lee. Gosh, I barely see your name. You're right, Lee. It's not a topic for jokes. So stop trying to make jokes about it. If you're a comedian, it's not going to work. Catherine, why is it not a good morning to you? Unless you're saying I didn't say good morning to you, which I did, but you probably didn't hear me. I just said hi, Catherine. So maybe that's it. All right. So, and then we have Hillary Clinton, according to the BBC, in an interview, who said that President Trump was a sexual assaulter and that her husband's stuff was all in the past. Oh my gosh, I can't see the name on that. Good morning. I'm sorry, I can't see your name. What's laughable is a frog comedian insulting and harassing real worth in the world. Okay. Sexual assault is a crime of violence and nothing else, Spencer said. F. Neal, good morning. If she's moving her lips, we know she's lying. That's true. President Trump said this morning when I guess he was asked yesterday, is she going to run again in 2020, meaning Hillary? And he said, I hope so. So he wants to run against her again. Maybe he can stand a little bit closer this time and she'll freak out a little bit more. Hillary is keeping the 250,000. Yes, she is. Cully, she's keeping it because she says that they've spent a lot of it already. Yeah, I'm sure they have. Not on anything like in Haiti or anything else where people need it, but, maybe on other things. They called it, they said they already spent it on projects. Yes. Perhaps the projects, I don't know, can't be any more kids getting married, so I don't know. Maybe to pay off more on the wedding, $350 wasn't enough. Private jets are expensive. That too, Cully. Yep. Book projects. She said she gives 10% of the income to charity, which is more than $250. Yeah, what charity is that? I thought her whole Clinton Foundation was a charity. Sexual assault is not funny at all. Robin said, my sister was raped as a teenager. It makes me sick that people are making a joke out of this. Absolutely. She lives to lie and lies to live, Spencer said about Hillary. Good one, yes. All right, let's see some more stuff. Yeah, have to do it every now and then. Charity for herself, absolutely. She's probably going to lose a lot on that book deal, I'm sure. Did anybody know what the book sales are for Hillary? Did she make any money whatsoever? Everybody say hello to F. Neal. I think that's right. I think I can read that right. Charity begins at home in her motto. Yeah, her home. Hey, Patrick, good to see you. Hearts, roses from Turkey, thank you. So the other thing that we're not really hearing too much in the news, Israel approved plans for thousands of new settlements in the West Bank. 3,736 new units in occupied West Bank will be built. To steal a line from Joe Walsh, I can't help the feeling Hillary Rodham Clinton is living a life of illusion, Hughes said. Absolutely. So I guess when President Trump asked Netanyahu to hold off, he held off for 2 weeks, and then he's going ahead with plans to build there in the West Bank. I'm surprised Simon & Schuster even bother with her anymore. Well, Spencer, probably follow the money trail. There's probably a connection there somewhere and a debt owed, if you know what I mean. So that would be my guess. It's just a guess. Also, last night in Israel, which is, I guess, their Sunday night, Monday, I don't know what time it is there. It may be happening right now, but Israel targeted a Syrian anti-aircraft battery in response to it firing a missile at Israeli jets. So that happened on Monday. So that was probably, 8 hours ago maybe or something. I don't know. So Monday night there. And we'll see what continues. We don't hear so much what's going on in Syria with Israel anymore. Not sure why that is, but they seem to keep that a little bit quiet. We need to pray for Israel. Yes, we do. We need to pray for Israel. We need to pray for the United States. Seriously. Did everybody see Donald Trump's speech, President Trump at the Values Voters Summit? That and Steve Bannon. Steve Bannon was on fire. Did anybody happen to see that? Yeah, wasn't it good, Cully? I mean, seriously, good speeches, both of them. Yes. Bannon wasn't holding back about Corker. It was a joke. No, it wasn't a joke. The Iran one, it was awesome. It was wonderful. Yep. It was very good. I tell you, Bannon is, he's serious about going after these Republicans. Very serious. And Corker at the top of the list if he were still in. I hate Kim. I think he just wants him to retire and just go away, but he's not willing to do that. Yeah. Which one is racist, F. Neil? I watched the guys before him on Muslim Brotherhood. Both speeches by President were good. I didn't hear any racist speaking. Oh, Neil. So, Neil, you'll have to tell me. No, it wasn't racist. Why was it racist? Because he doesn't like Republicans or against the president? That makes him a racist? I don't think so. Hey, Boogie, how are you? No, it wasn't racist at all. He was being very honest. I guess Jeff Flake is his ratings are down again, so he keeps falling in the polls. Hopefully he'll be out soon. Being normal is racist. Now, exactly, Boogie. You're right. 18%, Julia. Yep, that's the number I heard. 18%. Yeah. Any more that if you say something that's against what the left usually says, now that's a racist. Kasich. Oh, why doesn't he just go away? Nah, his whole plans are great. Not racist at all. Getting rid of people that need to be gotten rid of. All those people that try to thwart what the president is doing. They are scared. Those people, those rhinos, are really scared. Because they know that, and it came out in the news, and it didn't say who, but a Democrat is saying, oh, well, there's one Republican now who's thinking about articles of impeachment against the president. And so my guess is we won't hear about that until after the election in 2018, of exactly who that is. And, hey, Bill, good to see you. And that person knows that they're probably part of the people or one of the people that President Trump would want to get rid of. So they're not going to come out, especially if they're up for re-election. Yes, I saw that, Kim. Kaepernick is crying now. He's filed a grievance against the NFL. Hey, Deborah, good morning. Because he believes that they colluded, much like they believe that Donald Trump colluded with Russia, to keep him out of the NFL. So he's got to get money somewhere for collusion, Barbara. They know sane Democrats are leaving the party in droves and they can't replace them. Hey, Beck, good morning. I know, cry me a river. 0649ers, love it. Good, Cully, love that. Good morning. Yeah, it's always good to see that. And there was I don't know if you heard about this, Kennesaw State University, that's in Georgia. The cheerleaders wanted to take a knee. I guess they've been taking a knee over the last couple of weeks. And the coach said, no more knees. If you want to take a knee, you'll have to do it in the tunnel. So I don't know if they did that this weekend or not. Good luck to his stand up for your rights. Yep. So now you can sue if you're not being, So if somebody doesn't allow you to play, you're going to be sued. There's a difference from not getting signed and being fired. Exactly. Cheerleaders are impressed now. Yeah. They're oppressed. Yes, Boogie. Who isn't oppressed? Cheerleaders, doctors, lawyers, nurses. I don't know. Who isn't oppressed? Grow up, NFL. Get on your feet. I know. So, if Kennesaw State University continues to allow its cheerleaders to do that, perhaps you're not shouldn't be watching over the college football. Kaepernick stats are better than over 50% of NFL backups. Whatever. Retail workers are yes. German soccer players did it. It's a fad now. Well, it's a fad I'm not watching. NFL not showing the anthem, which is ridiculous, Cully. It's like trying to put a Band-Aid on a problem. Give me a knee, what, go, socialism. I know, man, cheerleading has changed, Boogie said. That's right. Give me an S, give me an O, give me a C, give me an IALIST. How's that? CNN started having the national anthem is BS. Stating having the national anthem is BS. Don Lemon said that, of course. Of course, Don Lemon would say that. He's got to be on the opposite team of everybody else. Oh, God. Too much. Yes. Don Lemon still around, of course. Crimea River, LOL, he'll probably claim NFL had preferential treatment, treating others more favorably than him. Oh, well, whatever, Monique said. Well, they have to have it, and the armed forces paid for it. Hello from Turkey. A lot of people from Turkey. A man at in South Carolina, he's in a lot of trouble, but in a way, South Carolina school board member sent an email with, I don't know why anybody would be this ridiculously dumb, but he sent an email that said, "Don't tell the darkies about what was in the email." And he apologized, and then he resigned. But now another board member wants a full FBI investigation. It's entirely reasonable not to have a guy who divides the dressing room. Yeah, how dumb. Yeah, it was stupid. And so one guy says something that's absolutely, racist, ridiculous, and stupid. And now somebody else, let's have a full FBI investigation. They're doing that because they think that Loretta Lynch is still in charge of the AG. So that way, Loretta Lynch would have gone out there with a full detail and closed down the school. Hey, Johnny, good to see you. Breitbart reported today showing pictures. The attendance is still way down for the NFL, Bill said. Great to know. NFL is never going to learn, I guess. Just waiting for Kaepernick to throw the race card at the NFL. Well, Spencer, we don't know what was in the grievance, so that's probably in there. But it's okay for others to be racist against whites. Yeah, exactly. The girl from ESPN needs an investigation. There you go, Cully. Maybe you can suggest that. I forget what her name is. Jamil, is it Hill or something like that? Was it Jamil Hill? I can't remember her name. Yeah, I mean, she's racist against whites, so let's have a full FBI investigation with that. Sorry, miss, were ratings still down? Yes. Yes, Barbara. You have to speak English because we don't speak other languages in here, so too many to remember. Yeah, also some other bad news coming out about Las Vegas. A 51-year-old woman who was there at the concert in Las Vegas, and she survived that. She returned to California only to find out that she lost her home in Santa Rosa. So that's pretty sad. Yep. And what are people thinking about now with the Las Vegas investigation? Something is wrong with your broadcast. What happened, Patrick? Patrick, everybody else seems to be seeing it, so you may want to go out and come back in. I protest the NFL because they are racist, John said. Patrick, just go out and come back in. Prayers are with the people of California. Bushfires are something we know too well in Australia. Yeah, California now, 40 people are dead, 5,700 structures have been destroyed. Horrible, horrible, horrible. What just happened with what? Oh my, how horrible. Yeah, Monique. Did you see the new tape of Las Vegas? Barbara, I've seen so much. What was it? Following Laura Loomer. She's exposing the guard compost home as a possible FBI agent. Have a great day. Thank you, Deborah. You too. What are you going to do about white on white crime? It's called locking people up, the same as you do with black on black crime. You lock people up for breaking the law. How's that? The Las Vegas thing. Hey, Don, how are you? Pray for Ireland being hit bad by Ophelia. I think, yes, a woman I read died there when a tree fell on her car. Saw a video that the oil rig that blew up may have been a hoax. What? That was in Louisiana. Fox News was carrying that last night live. Okay, Patrick. Locking people up is racist, Susan. Don't forget. That's true, Boogie. What was I thinking? I have a delivery at the door I need to take. Be right back. Okay, Monique. Yeah, exactly. If you commit a crime, you should be locked up, but now that's racist. Yeah, the Laura Loomer, the security guard, she thinks he works for the FBI or something like that. But I don't know if that's true. There was an unmarked vehicle. He didn't come out of the unmarked vehicle, so I don't know. And Barbara, what new video are you talking about? I know they had taken down the really gruesome video, and I did find that video again. The guy lives 1 mile from there, and he went there and didn't see anything on fire. I'll investigate. Wow. Yeah. Again, like I said, Fox News was carrying it last night live. From what I read, the east side of Cali, the fires are pretty much out. West side fires are around 40 to 60% under control. Still a ways to go on the west side, Bill said. It's Susan at SusanKnowles.com. Scott Binzak has a new video, Interesting Motives and Players on Vegas. Yeah, you can just instant message it to me or, DM me or follow me. I'll follow you back. Oh, like helicopter. Yeah, there are a lot of people who continue to say that, stop harassing the security guard. I think so too, Julia. He's not going to say anything. He's already said, go talk to somebody else. I'm not saying anything, but they continue to ask him questions. It's like, leave the guy alone. What I want to know is, Julia, here's one thing I want to know. Why is it the same security guard? Does he stay there 24/7? We've never seen any other security guard. There's got to be a time when that security guard has to go somewhere, change his clothes or something. So who takes over when he's gone? If you want to do anything, go talk to somebody new. Hey, Louis, good to see you. It said it hit the same waters as those where the yacht race fleet got decimated in 1979. Is that in Ireland are you talking about, Spencer? Many witnesses are saying the shootings at the Tropicana, New York area, Bellagio, and others. Jerry, I was listening that night. Like I said, I was listening to the live feed. Another by a person is hiding, and there's gunfire on the ground. She's trying to get people to. We aren't getting too much info. Yeah, some of that information you have to be careful. I mean, I've seen some of the videos where people are saying, look, these people are standing around, they're not moving. Look, some guy's throwing smoke on the ground and all of that. I mean, I think you have to be careful. Hey, Robin, thanks for inviting everybody. It's at the halfway point. If you'd please invite people, share, and retweet, that'd be great. Also, they were saying that people that were running kept feeling that the fire, the bullets were coming closer to them and they were being chased. So I don't know what to think about that. I don't know if that had to do with ricochet. I don't know if that was somebody on the ground. It's hard to say. And they're saying there was a security guard on the ground that was shooting people. You can't really tell that from YouTube. He could have been crouching down to not knowing where the bullets were coming from, trying to protect people. For all I know. I don't know that he was shooting people, actually. So I think we just have to be careful that we don't get into, too conspiratorial. The one thing that I would say that seems like, and we've talked about this before, I've written about this, emergency room care can tell weapon and angle of entry. Yes, Jerry, and some of those bullets could be from ricochets. I mean, it could be a different angle because the bullets are ricocheting. I mean, that's possible. But I think what is likely, taking aim in the video is pretty clear. They took aim and fired. And Barbara, I saw somebody else describe that same video and are saying that they couldn't tell that they had fired. So that's what I'm saying. I don't know. Lights were flashing, but they don't know if it was the gun going off, the flash of a gun, or a flash of a light. They don't know. But I still say that under the bleachers, there's a closed gun and a firework gun with echo. Yeah, listen to what the Mike Adams said, that Natural News. He gave you a whole breakdown in math and physics and how to figure that stuff out. And you can go to SusanKnowles.com. You can find his article. Just scroll down. But the thing of it is, I think what is almost a surety and that nobody wants to look at is the fact that ISIS said last year that Las Vegas was a target. They also, in New York, in May of last year, they're just coming out basically saying they attempted the same type of thing in New York City. And I've written about three experts, had one expert on my show, all who say it looks like it's ISIS connected. Did not look like a guard. This guy thinks it was an ISIS trap gone wrong. Some particulars, but not detailed. Yeah. But nobody is willing to even utter the word ISIS at all. They're basically saying, an hour afterwards, this is not ISIS. This is not ISIS. And now the FBI the other day on Friday said that there's no outside organization that they've found that this shooter was connected to. So they're not willing to go there. And again, is that because under Obama, when CARE came forward and said, we don't want you talking about Islam, they took everything out of the FBI training manuals that had to do with Muslims and Islam and even ISIS probably. And that was all conducted by, hey, good morning, Amanda. That was all conducted and done by Robert Mueller, who is the same guy that's right now investigating the Russia thing. You can't let people know this infiltrated, bad for business. And I time for me to head off. Okay, for work, have a great day, Boogie. Have a lovely day. It's pretty elaborate to be haphazard. Yeah, John, to me, there's no way this was haphazard at all. It was very much planned and carried out. Now, whether some things went wrong, I don't know. And as I was saying a few minutes ago, I listened to that live feed. I heard people say that there were things going on at other casinos. Now, the one about the Bellagio, as I indicated, someone in here, and I'm not going to use their name unless they want me to, said that they knew somebody at the corporate office at MGM, and they were saying there's no way that the windows in Bellagio were shot out, and if they were, they would have known about it. So they were saying like the whole front door was blown out. To admit it, ISIS would be admitting we have lost control of our borders and national security, Patrick said. Yes. Have you seen the Tropicana video? Probably not. If you want to DM me that would be great. Right where the south end of the English Channel meets the North Atlantic. Okay. This particular guy was back. It was supposed to be a trap to capture, they found out, and counter attack. I'll send that to you. Thank you. Thank you for sending me that. I've seen so many videos. It's amazing. So, eyewitness claims he was in Tropicana and people heard it in a casino. He heard shots inside. Well, there were people that were hiding in the Mandalay Bay kitchen and that they were periscoping from the kitchen. People were not allowed out of the casinos in a lot of those casinos because they heard something was going on in the Strip. And so as I've said before, you could hear the dispatcher on the live feed, the police scanner, calling people and people calling in, and I think those were other police officers perhaps, and they were saying people were dead and shots were fired, and the dispatcher said, did you hear the gunshot yourself? Did you see the people? And the answer was no. Too much live videos these days to lie. Yeah. Again, in Bellagio, the lady who did that in the Bellagio never showed the Bellagio doors. She said, "Oh, there was too much glass there, and I can't show you." Where is she? I mean, she's kind of like disappeared. Uh, and they're saying that never happened with Bellagio. She did try to go outside, and the guy's like, "No, you can't go outside. Come back in." Is it true phones were wiped? I don't know if that's true or not. I heard that. I don't know if it's true. Keep in mind the Dems had 8 years to transform the FBI culture. It's going to take a long time to see any positive changes, Bill said. I believe that. Yeah, I don't know about that. Still, that Jesus Campos is still missing. Don't know where he is. They're saying that he's being sort of, sequestered and kind of hidden away in one of the hotels in Vegas. Don't know if that's true. Campos is sketchy. Yeah. The police are possibly trying to cover up the fact they panicked and delayed waiting for SWAT. And again, that SWAT team, when I was listening to it live, it wasn't that long before SWAT got there. And before they were there, I heard him saying, we're going to check the room to see if anybody is there. Hey, Nancy, good morning. And they said, get everybody back. The dispatcher tells everybody to get back. And he goes up and yells, I think, breach, breach, breach. And then you hear boom, like a flash of something. And that was it. So it wasn't that long. So, I don't really know. I suppose the maintenance man called in for help before Campos. Yeah. Again, my only thing about Campos is the fact that 200 bullets were sprayed down the hallway. He gets hit by one. I don't understand that. So I'm just saying I don't understand. The officials are acting like a lying child, but we can see through it. You're king of the Periscope, so that's good, Big. It's just so hard to say what's going on. And since we don't have all the news. The sheriff the other day, when he was talking about the two men that worked for him and got shot, he was very much upset. You could tell. He's saying the FBI is not taking over. Other people are saying the FBI is taking over again. And then Laura Loomer and Jason were saying that they weren't allowed into the presser. But then the guy told them, the PIO said, well, you weren't here on time, and we closed the doors. So, again, I don't know if some sensationalism is going on. Maintenance called in to fill 200 holes, Cully said. Robin said it's very suspicious. It's all very suspicious. I don't see many bullet holes in the door and none on the opposite wall. Yeah, the sheriff looks distraught. He does. How come I have 4 million super hearts in 1 month and can't get a VIP badge? Well, I guess you're not trying hard enough. It doesn't have anything to do with the hearts. It has to do with your viewers. Hey, Robert. Good to see you over there on Facebook Live. Yeah, it's not a number of hearts. It's just your number of viewers. Okay, here's some more information that's coming out. Screenshot of Campos employee info shows CEO Murin added him to database. The date or near October 1. That's interesting. That's very interesting. He's also, there was something I saw yesterday. I can't remember where I saw it. Probably on YouTube. But he's holding kind of an award for what happened at the massacre and helping people. And somebody was saying that it looked like that was photoshopped of him holding that award. So I don't know if that's true or not. Yeah, saw that pic too. Looks photoshopped. It's odd, again, that the Corvette sitting in front of his house, if that's his house, has, according to Laura Loomer, and they showed the tag, 2006 plates. Why weren't there thousands of shell casings but only about 100? I know. What I want to know is, too, there's not anybody, I guess he was just passing by, and a little faster, Robin. Why isn't anybody at Campos's house looking around? Also, another pic has weird area above his eyebrows. They said it was a bandage or something. So, I mean, everybody in Las Vegas has seemed to just be going along with what the police say. Laura Loomer goes over to the guy's house. Why isn't anybody else over there camped out in front of his house? Who are the people in his house? Good morning. Hey, Roxanne, how are you? Can barely see that, but I made it out. Good. So, I mean, we've got to do some more digging. It all makes sense when you factor in the government owns over 90% of Nevada. True, John. I would have knocked on the neighbors' doors. Oh, no, we're not in agreement at all. Sheriff crying was phony. Wow, Marianne, you think it was phony? They just need to be truthful with us. I don't think they're going to be truthful with us. I'm really just not thinking that's going to happen. Or we're going to hear some of it, but not all of it. Government setup. Sheriff looked like he was in a hostage video. Really, Las Vegas gal? I'm surprised that you would say that. Just because I thought very much everything was going along, that everybody in Las Vegas was pretty happy with the investigation what the sheriff was doing. So you think the sheriff was just, I mean, he was, lip was quivering and everything else. Hey, Debbie, good to see you. So, I mean, it's kind of odd. But DM me, Marianne, I'd like to hear. Many others, our radical shows felt the same way. DM me, Marianne, afterwards. I'd like to really hear about that. Sheriff looks scared on different radio shows. I would really like to hear more. Because I thought people in Vegas were like, oh, well, this is going pretty well, blah, blah, blah. Very scared to say the wrong thing. Hey, Amber, good to see you. It's a pressure situation, but Sheriff looks stressed above and beyond. Oh, he looks totally stressed. Totally stressed. Yeah, and it's pretty, before Vegas was kind of in agreement with everything, and now what Marianne is saying sounds like Vegas is saying something's up here, which is, unusual. Now, that was Podesta's son-in-law, I think, was the FBI guy. Okay, so let me say a little bit about Comey. And this is unusual stuff around Comey. Yeah, son-in-law. That's what I heard. The government lawyers, which would be the DOJ, want a federal judge to block the release of memos written by former FBI Director James Comey about his conversations with President Trump. They're claiming that the disclosure of these documents would interfere and be a detriment to any investigation into Russia that Mueller is conducting. The attorneys made the argument in a court filing submitted late Friday in response to a FOIA lawsuit filed for the Comey memos by several news organizations, including the Daily Caller News, CNN, and USA Today. So here we go again, in my opinion. Are we protecting Comey again and not allowing this stuff out? Is part of this, is this Mueller going to Rosenstein and over the DOJ and saying, hey, we need for you to protect it, these memos and not let them out there because this will screw up the investigation? And again, what are they saying? Why aren't we seeing this? If this is against the president, why wouldn't you want that out? You really, Trump, what? You can't be serious in thinking that Trump has something to do with Las Vegas. Luke, that's the craziest thing I've ever heard. No, he doesn't. Okay, we don't need that. So, I mean, again, I think that Comey is being protected, is what I think. And I think this is all, Comey went and met with Mueller before this whole investigation. Comey continues to be, I know, you have to, Lee, some days. And I think that Comey is still being protected. He should share what he's, I know. Next they'll say Trump made the tornadoes and hurricanes. Yeah, I know. And speaking of that, if I can find this really quickly, I want to find this. Let me find. This was about Puerto Rico. FBI agents in Puerto Rico have been receiving calls from across the island from residents complaining that local officials are withholding and mishandling critical FEMA supplies, with one island official even accused of stuffing his own car full of goods meant for the suffering people. And that was a Fox News report. The accusations came in after Hurricane Maria. The complaints we're hearing is that mayors of local municipalities or people associated with their offices are giving their political supporters special treatment and goods they're not giving to other people who need them. And that was said by an FBI agent. So there you go. Who's been complaining in Puerto Rico that, President Trump's not doing his job, he's not getting food and everything to Puerto Rico, and now we're hearing that the mayors and other people in Puerto Rico are playing special treatments with the food and the water. That came from an FBI agent, and they gave his name as well. Oh, we knew that the corrupt the Puerto Rico politicians were going to siphon off resources to the black market, Spitzer said. Big mouth mayor. I know, Kim. She's probably, they were stuffing their cars with the food and water. And then sitting there complaining that other people didn't have enough food and water. Disgusting. Hubby knows Puerto Rican people there. Jerry says it's true. Well, we are seeing how corrupt Puerto Rico is. Yep. Puerto Rico was, is, and always will be third world, Sippy said. Yeah, I mean, some audacity, though, to come out and blame the president when they're doing that and nobody wants to talk about it. And have you heard that on any other station at all? Has anybody even breathed a word other than Fox about what's going on in Puerto Rico? No, because they want to make Puerto Rico look like the victims. How horrific, so glad I don't live there, Robin said. Yeah. So Puerto Rico, it sounds a lot like Mexico, that takes from their people and puts in their own pockets. I read it, not heard it on MSN. We should give them their freedom and say goodbye. Yeah, they didn't want to be, part of the United States. I mean, I only listened to Fox and One America News, Amanda said. Yeah, pretty amazing, though. So, again, like I was saying with Comey, back on Comey, I think he's being protected. I think Mueller's keeping information that would probably exonerate President Trump. And they just don't want to put it out there. They don't want to put it out there before the election. Boots on the ground says PR mafia-like crooks took donation trucks away from grassroots organizations. Oh, how nice. And in Texas, I hear that was the Red Cross that was doing stuff like that. But we have Virgin Islands too. Why not for statehood? The U.S. Virgin Islands, yeah. Yeah, they let them vote. They didn't force anything, so I have no idea. I don't know if you also heard over, I hate liberal media, but the BBC is actually a good news podcast. Yeah, I hear you. I don't know if you heard about the Whataburger in Texas. A woman that was there refused to serve 2 police officers. The chief of police there was really upset about it. Said if they don't want our business, we'll go elsewhere. A sergeant said the employee was unapologetic, expressed her hatred towards police, and said she would continue to refuse service to police officers. The chief sent a supervisor to the restaurant afterwards to speak to the employee. The employee said that cops beat up her boyfriend and were racist. And he added that the woman supervisor said her boyfriend was beat up when the Denison officers arrested him. So they went and they found the documentation of the arrest and looked at the video of the arrest from the officer's dash cam, and they said it was a routine arrest. None of that happened. He didn't get beaten up. Nothing racist happened, whatever. Thank you so much. So what happened? Whataburger spokesperson said an individual employee acted out of line with Whataburger's values to treat all customers with respect. We took swift action, and this person is no longer employed at Whataburger. Bye-bye. I know that was really nice. I thought it was really great that they went a step further, looked into it, and said, nope, sorry, nothing happened. Boyfriend's probably lying to you. And what else is he lying to you about if he's lying about that? DOJ tried for years to clean up Puerto Rico. Nothing worked. Spencer said, we shouldn't be paying for anything for them. The people in need aren't getting it, Robin said. Yep, Whataburger. I guess, Yep, good for Whataburger. Red, white, and blue in Texas. Yep. I was surprised when I first heard it. I'm like, okay, what are you going to do? This is Texas, and you should be doing something. And sure enough, they did do something. Cheating, drinking, and partying. Beck said, probably. If she was so upset serving cops, she would have switched to a different position or server, stick with the cops, and dump his boyfriend. Yeah, exactly. Boyfriend's lying to you, I have to tell you. Also, something that we're not hearing too, this was from Netanyahu. This was on Ynet News. Netanyahu said that now that ISIS is being sort of driven out, hey, Teresa, Iran is filling the void where ISIS was. And they're saying that, I can't see who that is, my gosh. Good morning. They're saying that Israel is not going to allow Iran to get a stronghold there in Syria. So expect more stuff to happen. Let's see. The comedian George Lopez, he was using anti-Trump jokes to get chuckles from a crowd in Denver. And that was at a, I hope Jesus is coming soon. That was at a carousel ball for diabetes. So he came out and he started saying, all of these anti-Trump jokes. He got booed off the stage. And he just couldn't understand. And when he got booed off stage, they replaced him with somebody else a local from Denver, and that person did the rest of the show. So they just didn't find it funny. George found it funny, but nobody else did. So I'm glad the people in Denver stood up. Lopez is an idiot. Amanda said, that's funny to me. Barbara said, yep. Well, Robin said, every restaurant in our area has been constantly taking food to the police and sheriff's department. We support our law enforcement. That's Kentucky. Good for Kentucky. Glad to hear. I know. So, I don't know if he probably had already gotten paid, but he won't be invited back, I'm sure. People are just tired of it. Yep. Yeah, I believe he was talking about white privilege and all that, white supremacy. I think that was part of what he was saying. And people didn't like that either, although some people who look Caucasian were kind of clapping, not sure why, probably just didn't know what to do. Yeah, so when he started to apologize, he started to blame white privilege. And then he said that Lenny Kravitz probably wouldn't come out after the way he was treated. So, and Lenny did come out. Lenny was great, and they loved him. So, there you go. He was wrong about Lenny. He should keep to his own self, his own opinions to himself as well. It's about time. Yes, it is about time. I mean, come on. You're not going to go to some place that's going to have a comedian talking down about another race. You're not going to do that. Mall shooting white citizens, mall shopping white citizens. And so why would you allow anybody to go there, talk about the president, and talk about white people? Why don't Asians cry about white privilege? I saw some Asians there at the table. They were very uncomfortable when he was talking about white privilege. They weren't clapping. White bashing, identity politics. Absolutely. Yes. Oh, my gosh. Jerry, there's a school district in California, San Diego School District. The parents there are really upset because their children aren't getting halal meals. So they want the meals to be, cooked so that Muslims can eat it. And as I was telling Jerry, and I know this firsthand information, that some of the people, because their kids get free lunches, they will show up and will eat their kids' own lunches while their kids go without. They will actually show up there at the school, sit at the tables, eat the lunches, and their kids go hungry. And I know this from people who work at schools telling me this. Monique said he is beyond an idiot, and as I said yesterday, when America is no longer laughing, it's time to find another platform. People are getting tired of it all. The Obama era has come to an end, Spencer said. Yeah, that it is disgusting. When those lunches are supposed to be for children who can't afford to buy lunches, not for their parents to eat their lunches and they go hungry. Yeah, it's unbelievable. Monique said unbelievable. I know. Bacon rainbows for all, Nancy said. I would starve to feed my children. Yes, Robin, most people, I think, would, but for some reason, these people don't. The Hustler magazine owner, everybody knows and loves, Larry Flint, is offering $10 million reward for information that leads to the impeachment of President Trump, which probably means that Maxine Waters will just work harder. Oh, a lot of parents do that in Texas. They act like they came to see the kids but eat their food. That, Barbara, I mean, it's just so beyond anything that's... I know, Nancy, I thought Larry Flint was dead too. I did too. He's Beck said. Halal certification is a scam, full stop. Yep. Get the halal out of my way, Hughes said. The Obama era has become locked in our something. My kids always come first. And they should. I thought Larry Flint was dead too. I don't know if it was his organization. They said Larry Flint. So, I can't tell you. I thought Larry Flint died a few years back. He's another idiot. Yeah, he is. So, like I said, that'll just mean that Maxine will work harder. Larry and his other brother, Larry. My kids are all grown and still come first. Exactly. That should be illegal. Yep. My children brought lunch if they didn't like what's on, or brought the lunch. Yeah, in California, though, you have to be careful, Nancy, because maybe so much California, but in some places, if you bring a lunch and maybe put a cookie in it, they may tell you not to bring that back, because that lunch is not good for the child. Larry Flint has always done things like that. Yeah, all for publicity. He did $1 million before on something. Yep, paralyzed in the 80s and gunshot. Love my red plaid lunchbox. I remember those, Robin. How cute. Let's see. Judicial Watch put out a press release on Friday announcing that the FBI has located 30 pages of documents related to the meeting between former Attorney General Loretta Lynch and former President Bill Clinton on a tarmac in Arizona during the 2016 election. It's amazing. How do you get 30 pages of documents about that tarmac meeting when all they were talking about were the grandchildren? I don't get that. So we'll see if the FBI is actually going to turn it over to them. They've told them about it, so I would think so. Or will they be shredded? Like, oops, we accidentally. So it'll be interesting to see if they actually get it. Who was taking the notes? See, I don't know, because my understanding was they sent everyone away, including anybody with FBI or anything. There was supposedly nobody left there. So who took the notes? Who was listening? Who was still there? Who maybe wasn't supposed to be there? I don't know. So I don't know how you get notes when you weren't there, but who knows? No one was taking notes. Nobody cared, Sippy said. I said nobody cared, but he said nobody's taking notes. I'm surprised the police didn't clear the plane. I think they did. I'm pretty sure they did. They were told to clear the plane, my understanding. One last thing before we go. A former ER actress claims that she was sexually and racially harassed daily on the set, and George Clooney helped blacklist her from Hollywood when she complained. So now everybody's getting into it, and everybody is suspect with all of this. So anyway, we're running out of time. Thank you, thank you. I'm glad you like the scope. Thanks for being here. If everybody would please share this, retweet this 1,000 times, I would really appreciate it. And also my articles at SusanKnowles.com. There's one up there today about a young lady, an 18-year-old that was killed by somebody in Dhaka. That's alleged, but he did confess to it. So anyway, I'll see you guys tomorrow. God bless you. We'll see you. Have a great day. Take care. All right, YouTube, thanks so much. Please share this. Give me a thumbs up if you will. See you again tomorrow. God bless.